Hello everyone, I'm Jay and welcome back to my channel. Today we will talk about the focus, right? What role, what jobs are you going to apply for, right? So my experience of speaking to lots of candidates is whenever I speak to somebody, they send me a CV and I look at the CV and I say, what job are you looking to apply? Well, give me a job title. And they say, I'm looking for a software engineer. I'm looking for cybersecurity. And the worst sometimes they say is, oh, I'm looking for a cybersecurity or an IT or a network support role. Okay, with the same CV? Yes. Okay. I look at the CV and the CV says, CV has like 70% of the CV is geared towards software development. Their past experience was a software development. Their project or some internship is about software development, and they want to be a cybersecurity analyst, cybersecurity engineer, a role in cybersecurity, or role in IT support, or worse yet, they want to be both, right? And so I say, so what has been happening so far? How far did you come? they they say, yeah, well, we haven't had many interviews, we haven't had many calls, and I'm still applying and I'm not getting any responses. That is the problem. The problem is your focus is split. You're everywhere, right? And also, you sometimes people don't know what they want, what they're looking for, what exact job role, job title, right? So what I always say to people is, if you focus on one role, one domain, one path, it will be a lot easier, right? Relatively a lot easier, because I am going to explain the process. I have done many videos like this. Please go watch them. I will explain the process. But once you know the process, you will find out it will be a lot easier to stick with one rather than it looks lucrative on the outset, like, okay, you can target many different jobs and hopefully you will learn one, like many different roles, and hopefully you will get one. Hope is not the best strategy here, right? So you need to focus, right? Whenever, when you go hunting, you're not aiming at a group of birds and then take a shot, right? You're not. You are aiming at one particular bird in a group, and then you're taking a shot, right? That's the analogy you need to follow, right? You need to focus. So, for example, let's say you're going for a IT support role, okay? So, IT support, usually it needs a specific set of skills. That's my son, by the way. Say hello. Hi, Evie. Say hello. Okay, he's very shy. So, IT support requires a special set of skills, and cybersecurity requires set of skills, although there is overlap. And network support, there's some overlap, but it needs a specific set of skills, and software development and da the rest, right? So focus on one. Let's pick IT support. IT support, say for example, you would need uh, support skills with desktops, servers, and fixing help desk issues, as well as maybe Office 365 and some other bits and pieces, ITIL framework knowledge and whatnot, right? Some cloud knowledge. um, you got to have all of this, and then if you don't, then you, over the course of your applications, you will start developing some of the skills, right? The problem, if you have multiple CVs, or if you're same CV applying for multiple different jobs, then it gets harder to develop those skills, right? So let's say you have some IT support skills, but you may not have service desk skills, or you may not have Office 365 skills, right? So you are trying to learn, or you're trying to get ITIL certification or something, right? But you're also applying for cybersecurity, then you need to learn more cybersecurity stuff, like maybe ISO 27001 frameworks, or cyber essentials, or nest, or EDR tools and whatnot, right? There is a lot more to learn now, which means um, it gets much harder, especially with the immigrants we are on a visa here, and we don't have much time, and also we need to earn money to make a living, right? So you're still doing 20 or 40 or 50, whatever hours you're working, you're still working, and then you need to carve out the time for job applications. And if you need to carve out loads more time for upskilling yourself, it's going to get difficult. That's why pick one path, right? And focus is the goal. Follow one course until you success, right? Something along the lines, right? So focus on one role. If you pick IT support, you're upskilling, you're learning, as well as you're applying. It gets much easier, and then every day you wake up, you're only looking for IT support roles. It may be different titles, right? IT support engineer, service desk engineer, help desk engineer, first level support, first line support, and whatnot, things like that. I'm just using IT support as an example, but you get the gist. You would do the same for anything else: cybersecurity, finance, management, software, and whatnot, right? So stick to one course, and also it's so much easier to stick to one course and make a CV that works for just one, right? If you have to make a one CV that fits like IT support, cybersecurity, and everything, it's just you're not selling. If you're selling to everyone, you're selling to no one. That's the rule, right? So make a CV. It gets easier to make a CV for just one job type rather than multiple job applications. Or even worse, if you want to have multiple different CVs, it gets even more difficult, right? So if you have any more questions, leave a comment or join my group, askjay.com, or just drop an email. All right. Thank you so much, and all the best.